want you to know something so deep. You know, Rab Nachman, the Heilige Rab Nachman, he got married when he was 14 years old. I'm sure it was a very high wedding. He walked around and asked everyone, "Oh, what are you doing here?" So they thought, are you invited by the groom or by the bride? So one says, "I'm a friend of the groom, I'm a friend of the bride." He says, "Oh, beautiful." This is not what he meant. He asked every guest, and everybody says something else. Finally saw a boy his age, 14 years old, standing by the door. He says to him, "What are you doing here?" He says, "You know something? I can't sleep at night because I don't know what I'm doing here." Ah, Rab Nachman says, "You're my kind of a person." He says, "Let's get out of here fast." And this is the fact. Rab Nachman walked out on his own wedding, and he took some young people with him, and they were up all night in the forest. And that night Rab Nachman became a Rebbe. What are you doing here, right? What are we doing here? What is this all about, right? Okay, now I want you to open your hearts. You know, every month you have to fix something. And the Arizal says, you know, you have to forgive me, I'll just give you over the middle, because if I'll tell you the whole thing, it'll take 100 years. I want you to know the Arizal says, first of all, the 12 months of the year are divided for the 12 tribes. Every tribe has 1 month. And also, every month, you have to fix something. Fix something. The fixing of this month of Shvat is Le'ita. Le'ita means, in Yiddish is a very good word. Le'ita means einschlingen. You just swallow it, stuff yourself. Yeah. Brother Yossele, you're again 2 steps ahead of me. No, Gewalt, Yossele, what are you talking? Yossele, you're Gewalt, should be Gewalt. Listen, friends. Halitani now. Yossele, your mama's proud of you, Yossele. You're Gewalt. Listen to me, friends. If I can have your deepest attention. This is also Torah from Ishbitzer. Sadly enough, I don't have this book with me. But it's from another, also Ishbitzer. Let me ask you something very stupid. Have you ever seen a dog overweight? Yeah? Okay, maybe one dog. And the dog is overweight because we feed him, right? We throw it at him. Basically, animals know exactly how much to eat. Why is it that we human beings don't know when to stop? And it's not only eating, anything in the world. We don't know when to stop. The Ishbitzer says the deepest Torah. And here I want you really to open your hearts. I mentioned it a few times. We're living in a world, everybody says, realize your full potential. It's cute, right? As far as I'm concerned, it's real pagan. You know why? God wants so much more of me. God wants more of me. God wants me to reach beyond me. It's not enough just to be what I can be. I was in heaven, I was all I could be. I was there before. You know what's so special about this world? I can reach beyond myself. There are moments when I can reach so high, so deep and so holy. In heaven, I can only be what I am. What's so special about this world? In this world, we have opportunities to reach beyond myself. So I have this longing. I want to be more than myself. And today psychology knows, and our holy rabbis knew it a long time ago. We have no choice. Or you want to be more than you are, or you stuff yourself as food or pleasure. Because I want to be more, and I don't know where to put it. Or I put it in holiness, or I just put it in the lowest part of me. Nothing. You know, friends, our choice is unbelievable, right? I can be the holiest, and I can be a garbage pail. And even lower than that. It's up to me. I want you to know, my beautiful friends, where does it all start? Now listen to this deepest depths. If I'm connected to that earth in me, to the altar of earth, then whatever I stuff myself, I'm reaching beyond me. I'm expanding myself. Not I'm my full potential. I'm more than that. I want you to know, I heard from an old Bobber Chossid. An old Bobber Chossid. He says, I want you to know, for 20 years I was every Shabbos in Bobber. And I want you to know, each time the Heilige Bobber Rebbe walked in Friday night, I didn't recognize him. It was somebody else. He reached beyond himself. Was not a more of a Rebbe, holier Rebbe. Something else. You know, friends, sometimes we meet people, we haven't seen them 10 years. Same thing. Some people don't even grow an inch spiritually, mentally. But even if you grow a little bit, which is better than nothing, it's not enough. Something else. Something else. I want you to know, friends, you gotta go. Love you, darling. Anyway, love you. Thank you, darling. When? In pleasure, in anything in the world. Do you know that basically the best merchandise for something holy? Because they really are into being more. But they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. If they would know how to do it, what merchandise? What do we miss by those so-called straight people? They mamish keep their measures, right? 9 is 9, 10 is 10, 11 is 11, $100 is $100, Sunday is Sunday, Tuesday is Tuesday. They're cute, but they're not good merchandise. Because they never reach beyond themselves. Right? What was the 60s all about? Well, the whole generation wanted to reach beyond themselves. They didn't know how to do it. They thought we'll stuff ourselves with drugs. Who knows what we're going to do? But the merchandise was unbelievable, right? We missed out. The whole world missed out. They wanted something more than themselves. They didn't want a better world. They wanted something beyond. Another world. Deeper than everything. Now listen to this. I want you to know that basically Esau was unbelievable merchandise. Esau was unbelievable merchandise. I want you to open your hearts in the deepest way. It says, Yaakov Ishtam. Yaakov basically was whole, right? Yaakov was reaching his whole potential. Yaakov was a gewalt, right? Esau was crazy, right? So the sad thing is, he put his craziness into raping, killing, stealing. He didn't know what to do with himself. So Yitzchak thought, if I could fix it, if I could fix his leiter, You know what blessing is? More. Yitzchak thought, I will bless that more inside of him. That more. Then it'd be a Gewalt. But now listen to this unbelievable thing. Avraham Avinu died. If you remember, the whole world went to the funeral. And brother Esau, Uncle Esau thought this is a good day to rape a few girls because the parents are not home. Knocked off raping and killing all day long. At night he comes home. There's a lentil soup. And he says to his brother Jacob, Haliteinino, give me more. Give it to me, stuff me. Jacob says to him, brother, see, you're hopeless. Because if you want to take the blessings, it has to be stuffing with holiness. More. You know what Jesus says? I'm going to die anyway. Now listen to this. You know what he tells him? I'm not stuffing myself because I'm hungry for something more. There's another stuffing. I'll die tomorrow. Let's knock it off today. There's a completely different shitter, right? A lot of people say, have you been sailors during the war that did anything at night because they thought tomorrow will die? It's not my hunger for something unbelievable. I don't know where to find it. I'm dying tomorrow. I don't give a damn about the whole thing. And here I want you to open your heart in the deepest way. But regardless, Esau had something deep, deep beneath all this garbage. He wants something more. Do you know that Esau is the great-grandfather of Rabbi Akiva? What's Rabbi Akiva all about? Rabbi Akiva is the one who was saying Torah not only on the letters, on the tagin, on the crowns of the letters. He couldn't get enough. He could not get enough of the Torah. Can't get enough. And I want you to know something so deep. And again, it's too long, but just listen to me. Jacob and Esau divided the months of the year. I'm sure you remember this. So let's start from Pesach. Jacob says to Esau, brother, I cannot give you Nisan. We got out of Egypt. It's our month. I'm sorry, I can't give you Iyar. We count the Omer. I can't give you Sivan or Shavuos. Tammuz and Av. Esau took. It's the breaking down of the walls of Jerusalem. It's the destruction of the temple. It's 2 months of Esau. Elul, he couldn't take. We blow the shofar all months. Tishri, he can't. It's Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. Cheshvan, he can't take because when the Messiah is coming, they'll initiate the Holy Temple on Cheshvan. Kislev, he can't take. It's Chanukah. Tevis, he can't take because Chanukah goes into Tevis. Adar, he can't take because it's Purim, right? What's left for him? Shvat. You know what Shvat is? That every person has a chance. This is the month. You have this urge for more. What do you want to do with it? You want to do like Esau? You want more soup? Or you want more? Now listen to this. Everybody knows, always in the Chodesh Shvat we read the 10 Commandments. Yisrael. I want you to know the deepest depths. We were learning a little bit this Shabbos. I want to tell you one more thing. You know what the word Yisrael comes from? Yes, sir. I want more, right? I want more. Why is the beginning of the portion of us Jews reading the 10 Commandments? Why do we have to have a pagan priest coming in and becomes a Jew also. That's beautiful, but really, who cares? Now listen to this. You know what's the saddest thing in the world is? If you're born a Jew and you have it all, you don't want more anymore. You have it. I have it in my pocket. God is in my pocket. I keep Shabbos. I have a yarmulke. I have tzitzis. What else do you want? The beginning is, unless you want more. You know, Yisro had he went through all the pagan worships of the world and realized there has to be more. There is more to God than I saw. It cannot be that this is God, right? There has to be so much more, so much more, so much more. And you know what it is? I want you to know. You know how we get to the point, to this little bit earth? Not by looking for more, pretending I love God more than I do. The inside, isn't it clear to you that God is more than that? This is all there is to God. You know, I don't care if you go once a Yom Kippur to shul. But let me ask you something. This is all there is to God. Don't you think there's a bit more than that? I don't care if you go to Israel and you say, have a good time, and you come back. This is all there is to Israel. This is the Holy Land. Gotta be more than that. So the end of the portion of receiving the Torah is God says, please, I'm begging you one thing. Make me an altar of earth. Just real. No expansions. What it really is. And then Mama shall make it more and more. Over elecha be'achticha. It'll be more and more and more and more. You know, people who are connected on this deepest depths, so to speak, God's earth level, when they expand, how beautiful it is. It's so deep. It's so deep, it's so deep. You know, friends, the Talmud begins always with page 2. The Talmud, the book of all books, the deepest depth of the Torah, begins with page 2, not page 1. You know what the first thing is? I don't want one page. I want more. The beginning is, I want more than everything. That's my first page. Now, I want you to know, friends, when you kiss somebody, you close your eyes. Why don't I look at you? Do you know how much I love you? I want you to be more. I want you to be more. And I want you to know, how do I become more? Each time someone really kisses me, I become more. And you know why we have no trouble kissing children? They are ready to be more any second, right? They don't mind. Some of us old folks are so, we are size 5, size 10, size 20, size 100. I don't want to be more. And I want you to know something so deep. You know, I can study one page of the Torah and think that's all there is to it. You really think that's all there is to it? It's so much more. So much more. But you know what kind of more? You know where the earth is growing? Nothing is growing in the air, in the earth. And here I want to share with you, friends, what do you think is more holy, heaven or earth? Obviously, earth is more holy, because my soul comes here for the real fixing. Growing is only here, not in heaven. And heaven is what you are. You're holy, you're good. You're not good, you're not good. Where's everything growing? in this world. This world is the land of Leita. In this world you can reach unbelievable. I want to share something with you down to earth. I have seen people who reached at moments more than they are. But I just want to share with you, just comes to my head. This was 1966, 65, and I have the privilege in Yerushalayim, I know a lot of Chevra, God bless you. And there was one really underground juvenile delinquent, and Nebuch, he was an outcast. And at least when it was with our Chevra, we gave him a little bit honor, and so he was okay. Do you know that during the 6-day war, I'm coming to an airfield to play for the soldiers? And I knew that the general of that airfield is a pilot who was one of the pilots who bombed Cairo at that point, saved all of Israel. Mamish saved 3 million Jews, saved their lives, right? Simple as it is. So they picked me up from the helicopter. I'm going to see the general, one of the greatest heroes in Israel. My underground juvenile delinquent. And you know how he looked? So holy. Serious, real. You know what happened to him? In one night he reached beyond himself. One night he reached beyond himself. I want you to know, this is awesome. I was once playing for wounded soldiers. It was in the Yom Kippur War. And it should never happen again, there should be peace. And you come to a hospital and they wheel in the soldier. And the wheelchair, something's wrong with their feet. When they walk, that means they have feet. Maybe they have no hands. You look at them. Maybe they have no hands, maybe they have no face. One Saturday night I played in a hospital. A lot of people walked in, and I see a little Svardish boy walking in, maybe 18 years old. He has no hands, no arms. To have no feet is terrible. To have no hands, Gewalt. And I don't know why I started talking about our father Abraham. Suddenly this boy says to me, "Have you ever seen our father Abraham?" I wish I would, right? I said to him, "Why did you?" And he had to interrupt myself. You know where he lost his 2 arms? In the middle of a fighting, he saw that another soldier was wounded. The shooting was terrible. Everybody was running. Nebuch, he ran back and picked him up and carried him on his shoulders. His 2 arms were shut off. He kept on running with the soldier over his shoulder. Can you imagine? Can you imagine where this person reached that night? So he says to me, "Do you know, from that night on, when my 2 arms were shut off," he says, "Do you know our father Abraham is sitting on my bed every night and is consoling me?" Let me tell you something. How many holy rabbis have never seen Abraham? He'll never see him. It's an ordinary boy. He saved somebody's life. Gewalt. Gewalt, where he reached. And let me just tell you one more story, and then you also have to throw me out, because it's just so beautiful to be with you. Do you know the Holy Lublina? I don't know if I shared the story with you. I don't think so. The Heilige Lublina, he was so holy that if a person who was not holy touched him, like by reflexes, he couldn't bear it, Imagine someone really dirty, smelling, disgusting touches you. It's not that you want to. You can't, right? The Lubliner, if someone unholy touched him, just pulled back. Here's where the story begins. When the Lubliner needed a haircut, it was heavy. Because word got around to the barbers, you better run to the mikveh, and you better do tshuva, and you better prepare yourself, because when you put your hands on the Lubliner's head, and if you're not so holy, he just wouldn't go. To tell you the truth, I would run away from Lublin from that day. I wouldn't be a barber in Lublin. Anyway, all the barbers in Lublin, okay, one way or the other, obviously, one of them made the grades and he gave him a haircut. On that particular Erev Yontif, the day before Yontif, the Lubliner says, Chassidim, I want to have a haircut. Word gets around, the barbers run to the mikveh, say, Tillim, do tshuva, cleanse yourself like crazy. All the barbers come, and they're not doing it. It just doesn't go. And the Lubliner says, get me a barber. Chassidim are desperate. They go down to the street, and there you see, in our language, a little hippoler, long hair, and maybe beads. I don't know what he wore, what he had, and he had a big sign in front of him, doctor and barber. A little street dog in those days, He definitely didn't go to the mikveh. He definitely didn't say Tillim. And it doesn't look like he does anything like, most probably eats a hamburger on Yom Kippur, who knows, right? According to standards, cheeseburger, he's definitely not holy. But the Chassidim was so desperate, and they think, let's give him a chance, And they say, this Dr. Barber, would you like to take a chance? Our rabbi is a little bit particular, but if you don't mind, take a chance. I want you to open your hearts. This Dr. Barber walks in. He puts his hand on the holy Lubliner's head. And Lubliner's mamish like, he's melting away. He says, ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Just rubbish. Like in paradise. So, one of the two, or he is one of the 36 holy people. But he is somebody. Not a simple barber. Dr. Barber. And the Chassidim want, after he gave him the haircut, the Chassidim want to find out who is he. But obviously it's not so easy to get it out of him. They take him to the Kretschmer and they give him 4 cups of covered Pesach. I don't know if it was Pesach, maybe it was Sukkot, whatever it is. He loosens up. And they say, what's your story? Who are you? He takes off his shirt. It's full of scars. Terrible scars. Terrible scars. He says, you want to know how I got it? I'll tell you. So I want you to know, I travel from city to city. From city to city. One time I came to a village and there I see somebody is tied to a pole. Has a wife and 7 children. And they're all crying. In those days, today also in different ways, but in those days, whenever a crime happened in a village, they couldn't find the criminal, they grab the first Jew and they say he did it. Right away they have a few witnesses. That's it. And he says, I knew that he didn't do it. He was sentenced to 100 lashes. You know the way Cossacks whip? You can die by the first whip. I looked at the person, it was clear to me that he is dying after the 25th. He can't take more than 25. So I thought to myself, I don't have a wife and 7 children. I'll take it for him. I walked out with the police and I say, let me tell you, you took the wrong person because I did it. And the whole time he was saying anyway he didn't do it. So the police goes out and says, I'm sorry, ties him off the pole, and they took me. He said, I want you to know something. I knew I can take 50 lashes. I knew by the 51st 51st lash, I'll die. I want you to know when it came to the 51st lash, I said, Master of the world, I don't even know the person I'm getting the lashes for. I'm doing it just for you, God in heaven. I'm doing it for you. I want you to know the craziest thing. After the 51st lash, it didn't hurt anymore. But the scars. So you understand, friends, this is not the holiness of that person. It's not the holiness of the mikveh, not holiness doing everything right. What's the matter? It's a completely different holiness. This is reaching beyond. I want you to know that what Shem Tov says, if you want God to do something for you beyond, you do something for God beyond. I want you to know something so deep. Again, connecting is the beginning of the portion. For me, it's not hard to be a Jew. I was born a Jew, my father was a Jew, my mother, I grew up, and that's it. Can you imagine Yisro? How he had to reach beyond himself, to leave everything behind him and come to Moshe. Gewalt, right? And I want you to know, Moshe and Aaron and all are mentioned on Shabbos, the whole camp of Israel went to greet him. 3 million people walked out to greet him. I think it's stupid, right? Do you know, what's so big about him? He was a pagan, he was a priest of the pagan, and now he wants to become a Jew. Okay, let him come, we'll give him a little teacher somewhere, we'll send him to an old pan, let him learn some Hebrew, and then he'll... Moshe and Aaron, all of Jews got him. You know why? It was clear to them. Yisro was reaching beyond himself. Beyond himself. And when you meet a person who's reaching beyond himself, all the honor in the world is not enough. All the honor in the world is not enough. Now what you know, Rabbi Leibel Eger says makes it very clear. It has to be clear to everyone. 2 things. When Yisro came was the first day. If I want to serve God, it always has to be my first day. Has to be clear to me. Until yesterday was a pagan. And just today. Today, please God, let me know what God is all about. You know, I could have kept Shabbos all my life and I'm still a pagan. Because not to be a pagan, Gewalt, that deep, Gewalt. Unless I have reached this one point, this realness of the earth inside of me, I'm still a pagan. I'm still a pagan. You know something? I can make Kiddush, and if I shocker 1 ounce more than I mean it, it's a pagan Kiddush. It's awesome. It's awesome. You know, when I love my children, I kiss them, and I give them 1 kiss more than I really love them, I'm a pagan father. Paganism is a deep thing. And the beginning of the Parsha is, every day it has to be clear to you, I was a pagan till this minute. Master of the world, please. Abhishek, Master of the world, please let me come to you. And also, you cannot stop being a pagan unless you reach beyond yourself. It's not you going first to college, and then you get a doctor, and then you become a professor. First you're a pagan, then you're a Jew, then you... It doesn't go this way. Suddenly you have to reach beyond yourself. I want you to know the deepest depths. According to holy tradition, when the bride gets married, the groom is covering her eyes. You know, when you walk step by step, you keep your eyes open. When you jump beyond yourself, you don't need eyes. You know what he's begging her? Let our marriage be beyond ourselves. More than we are. So much more. So much more. And you know, friends, the next holiday we have is Purim. And I bless you with a good Purim, Yosele, Dvarle, and everybody here. Bless you with a good Purim. You think Yom Kippur is a Gewalt? Everybody knows what Shem Tov says. Yom Kippur is sweet, cute, right? But Purim, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is a little bit like Purim. You know, I once stood on Broadway and let's say 92nd Street, and over here should live along two Yentas talking to each other. You know, some real like, how do you say Yenta in English? Two beauty parlor women, right? They know all about the beauty parlor, very little about God. Most probably little about their children too. One says to the other, you know, I completely forgot last week it was Purim. The other one says, it's okay, it's not a biggie. It's not a biggie. It's Scottish, nothing, you know. It's a minor holiday, yeah. For minors, right? Renee is in top form, Gewalt. You know something, friends? Yeah, rather. Yossi, yeah, Gewalt. Okay, well, let me just finish what I want to say because otherwise I forget. You know what Purim is? Abdelayade? I don't know. I'm reaching beyond my head, beyond my soul. And this is the acid test. I want you to know Yom Kippur, I'm not walking around giving everybody gifts. Why should I give you a gift suddenly? What's so big about you? You get married, you have a mitzvah, I give you a gift. I'm reaching beyond me, running around giving gifts. And one more thing. When I give you a bar mitzvah gift, I give it to you face to face, and you better say thank you to me, you know. I hope you realize I'm giving it to you. Spent a lot of money. I'm giving it to you. Purim, I'm giving the gift, not face to face. Because you know what I'm telling you? You deserve so much more. You deserve so much more. I'll never be able to give you what I really want to give you. So deep, it's so deep. I want you to know, friends, please remember this. One of the holiest rabbis said, whatever the high priest felt when he called out God's name on Yom Kippur, this is how much we can all experience when on Purim we send Shlachmanis to one another. God, so deep. Okay, let's sing one more good song. What? Oh, give out. I die da do I da la 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 oh hey la 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 oh la I da Let me just share with you one more thing, because I just want to say it.